Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So today will be the final video for this guy, Frankford Arsenal M-Press, Coax press. I have to take it off the bench, get it boxed up, and take it back to Matt over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. He was kind enough, to let us borrow it and run some videos here on the channel. Using the press, trying it out. Definitely a unique press, different than anything I've ever used. I've only used single stage presses. I used a Lee single stage before this, and I bought this Redding Big Boss 2. I've used it quite a bit, and then I was able to pick up this Redding T7 turret press. This is the first turret press I've ever used, and really find myself reloading more and more on this guy. Just for the convenience of just switching from die to die without taking anything out of the press. But you do run out of space with these, so I've got multiple turrets over there, but then obviously you got to take the time to pull all that crap out and swap the other one in. So I don't do that a whole lot, but I do find myself using the turret press quite a bit. But this was an interesting press to get to know and understand and learn how to use. Very unique, very different. One of the major differences, other than the design, is the fact that it doesn't have a shell holder. It doesn't use a shell holder system like some of the traditional presses. So you've got your shell holders. If you're using something like a Lee die set, like a Lee pace setter die set or something, or an ultimate die set, I'm almost positive all of those come with the shell holders, so it's not that big of a deal. But hold on, I gotta drink my coffee out of my Hodgson coffee mug. If you're, if you purchased a die set and it doesn't include the shell holder, well, then you're up a creek without a paddle, which is where I found myself when I started to reload for 338 Lapua Mag and Smith & Wesson 500. I had to go out and purchase individual shell holders because the ones that I had would not fit them. So yeah. So there you go. If you're using traditional presses, just kind of keep that in mind. When you're starting to load for a new caliber or something like that, you'll have to make sure, double check you have that shell holder. But if you purchase this press, then you don't have to worry about it. So that's one of the unique features here. It has these rotating heads right down here. You just push in and you rotate it. There we go. And then that one just says large, and then 308 over here. So I had it set for 308 since that's what we're reloading. But it's got 223 and then 308, and then it has a small and a large. And then in the instructions, it'll kind of tell you, what setting to put it on. Obviously, if you're reloading 223, 308, it kind of makes sense. The small and large, so it'll tell you, depending on what you're reloading, what setting you need to have that on. Really cool feature though, that those start to clamp whenever you actuate the press. Those clamp, hold them on to the case. And then, so you don't have a shell holder, right? So it allows you to reload for things in case you forgot the shell holder. And then on top of that, you've got your die block up here that holds your dies, your reloading dies. And that free floats. Okay, so that in theory provides better alignment for the case as it's coming up into the die and you go to seat your bullet. So in theory, it provides better alignment, which should help bullet run out, should help overall your results in terms of bullet run out and the concentricity of the bullet to the case. We did a comparison, not a super huge sample size. We did do a comparison between the Coax, and I think it was the T7, I can't remember now, on some 308, and we showed that this press came in just on average under 4,000. I think it was like 3.6 thousandths of an inch in terms of run out or concentricity, and I think the T7 was somewhere like at 2. So not bad by any means. Way better, far and away better than what the results I was getting back when I was using my Lee press. So huge improvement there, and it's again one of the deals just like the IntelliDropper. I did some reviews on that. Go back, watch those videos. The features that are packed into that piece of reloading equipment, if I didn't already have a RCBS Charge Master, then the Frankford Arsenal IntelliDropper would be the powder dispenser that I would purchase. That's my personal opinion. Same thing here in terms of a reloading press. This thing is stout. I mean, it's built like a tank. The universal shell holder, I mean, that's trust me, if you've never used it, once you do, you're like, how, this is just so amazing. Why hasn't anyone else done this? It's a really cool feature to have. And that's what kind of goes along with what I keep finding myself, getting more and more into that universal style shell holder setup. This is the RCBS hand priming tool, universal hand priming tool. That makes life so much easier. When you're not sitting here fooling with shell holders, and I've got them laying everywhere. I mean, scattered throughout your bench. When you don't have to worry about it, that's one less thing. So that's pretty cool. You will need to buy a bunch of these guys if you plan on swapping your dies out quite a bit if you reload for a lot of calibers. I believe the press comes with 3. So you will need to swap, you'll need to purchase some more of those, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, I mean, you are able to pull these in and out relatively quickly. So just like you're up here rotating the head on the turret press and you can go to the next die very quickly, you can set your dies, lock everything in place with the set screw. I have had some issues with it coming loose, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives there. You can set your dies up and then you're just popping them in and out, whatever you want to do. So pretty sweet setup there. It's got the built-in light, so that's also another cool feature. I know there's a bunch of press light kits that you can go and get and add to your press and all that. I get it, but again, if you're looking for overall value, then the Frankford Arsenal equipment, they do a great job in terms of building value into the piece of equipment. So yeah, so it's great. The primer catchment, this little plastic tray, it's done a great job. I've had no issues with it. I've resized and deprimed, I don't know how many pieces of brass on this press now. It's performed great, so no issues there. Really nothing to complain about in terms of using the press. I resized and deprimed this the 308 that I'll be loading up today. I did that earlier. I typically work in batches of 50, that fit in a block here. So I went through and using the Lee, resizing die, went through and burned through 50 pretty fast, actually. So you can really get in a rhythm using this press. So in my opinion, overall, a great press. It is what it is. It's another good piece of equipment. If you're looking to get into reloading and you haven't purchased, a press yet, or you're looking to pick up a press, definitely give this one a look. Frankford Arsenal now, they make universal seating dies that have this. I think it has this guy already on it, and then you adjust, something like that, and then you change out what caliber, and it comes with seating stems and different things. I don't know. It's a pretty cool kit. I've looked it up. It's pretty neat. But yeah, definitely give this one a look if you're in the market for a new press. So if you haven't bought one yet, definitely take a look at it. If you're looking to upgrade, this is not a bad option at all. you know, if I would have upgraded to this from my Lee press, I would be more than pleased with it. So it's performed great. Yeah, so that's it, I do believe. So today we are using the 308, the gold medal match, the RCBS gold medal match die, seating die. We use the Lee resizing, depriming die. But we're going to be loading up some, we're using 2 different powders. It balanced and it stayed. AR Comp and Accurate 2520. So the reason we're doing this is we just, so far with Varget, we have not been able to identify a good combo for this bullet right here out of the FNAR that I have. So I really want to try to find a good shooting combo, something around 1 MOA, that's just extremely repeatable and reliable, using this projectile. Either this one or the 150. I've got the 168 on hand. I don't have the 150, but if we just can't find anything in the 168, we'll try the 150. But we tried Varget and initially got terrible results. So we're gonna come over here to our source of data, our spear load manual here. There's so much crap on this bench. And so here we are, the gold dot 308, Accurate 2520, and the little cross there, that tells you, denotes propellant suitable for gas operated semi-auto match rifles. So we are running a semi-auto, I wouldn't say it's a match rifle, but basically an AR style. That's what they're talking about. AR style weapon. So let's see. Accurate 2520. So minimum charge 40.9. Max charge 45.3. And then what else were we shooting? AR Comp. So AR Comp is actually the lowest velocity powder that they have listed, with 38 being the min and 42.2 being the max. We're definitely gonna work up to the max with AR Comp. I mean, we're gonna work up to the max with 2520 also. So in that rifle, if you haven't seen the video, I posted a video of it, but it's got a really short barrel. Barrels, I believe, is only 16 inches. So we're giving up a ton of velocity compared to what these manuals have listed. I just need to knock out my coffee here. All right, good to go. So we're giving up a ton of velocity versus what the manual states, because typically, almost in all cases, this data is gathered using a test rifle or a test barrel, typically 24 inches long. Sometimes not 24 inches, but almost always 24-inch barrel. So, we're short of that by 8 inches. So we're giving up a ton of velocity. So we really need to hover. I didn't necessarily want to go with AR Comp, but it provided really good results over in the Grendel and some tests I did with it. So I thought, why not? I really wanted to stay a lot higher in the velocity category over here for that, for this load, but it is what it is. So we'll go with 2520 and AR Comp. We'll start with that 45.3 and work backwards. Probably, because we're only going to load up 25 rounds of each. So we're only going to do 5-shot groups. So we may do 3/10 of a grain. We'll probably drop in 3/10 of a grain just to try to cover a decent amount of ground. Again, I don't want to drop too much because I'm trying to find loads that are decent on the top end of things, right? I want to try to maximize that velocity potential as much as possible. So let's see. So with AR comp, that's what we're starting with first. That's what's in the Charge Master. So 42.2. So let's see. So there we go. That'll be my max charge. We go 42.2. All right, so this guy will start spitting out some powder. So basically what we'll do, I'll go max and then backwards in 3/10, and then I'll do accurate 25-20, and I'll just repeat the process. I'll go max and I'll go backwards in 3/10, and load them that way. So that's really the process that we're going to follow. You know, nothing too crazy. These are the projectiles here. That's if we have 50. I don't even know if we have a full box of 50. I might have used a few. I might have ran a couple of 5-shot groups out of that box already. So we'll get as many as we can get out of it, and then we fall short. So, but that's it, and that's all. So there we go. 2 thumbs up on the Frankford Arsenal press, the M press. 2 thumbs way up for Matt over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. You guys really got to make sure you swing by and check out his shop. It's basically anything you need reloading / firearm related. You know, if you're going to go in and build an AR, he's got, I mean, AR parts for days. Anything you need reloading wise, ton of powder to choose from. He had some, you know, H1000. He had some IMR, was it 8208 XBR. He had H4350, tons of Vitavori powders. I mean, you name it. You just Benchmark, H322, whatever. I mean, any powder you need. A ton of Alliant Reloader powders, just all kinds of stuff. Ram shot powders, accurate powders, ton of IMR, ton of Hodgdon. So reloading wise, it's definitely the go-to shop in my opinion. So make sure you head over there, check out his place, let him know I sent you. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. So yeah, I'm gonna get these guys loaded up, and then we'll go from there. So I'm trying to get out to the range this weekend. We got pretty crappy weather right now. It's raining. But I'm gonna try to get out to the range this weekend and see how these perform. So just be on the lookout for a results video coming up to follow this one. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.